start the show off, guys, with a Big 12 matchup between Utah and Oklahoma State. Very interesting matchup between the two teams. As you guys know, Oklahoma State had earlier in the season had an amazing victory against Arkansas at home, which they won 39-31 in double overtime. And Utah has had good victories against Baylor and Utah State. Both teams are 3-0 going into conference play. Utah's obviously led by Cam Rising. Cam Rising, who got hurt in Utah's previous game, and I'm uncertain about the status for Cam Rising, whether he'll be playing in this game or not. But if someone has any information on that, please feel free to leave it in the comment section. But according to the matchup predictor, Oklahoma State has a 60% chance of winning this game, while Utah has a 39.7% chance of winning this game. Game is obviously being played at Boone Pickens Stadium, home game for Oklahoma State. The over-under is currently set at 54.5, and the line currently has Utah at -2. And Utah is a team that is quite proficient in the passing game. This Utah team is averaging 229 passing yards per game, while averaging 192 yards on the ground. So they are balanced, but where they really stake their claim is on the defensive end. They are only allowing 11 points per game, which is good for 21st in the country. And this is a defense that is led by its interior, particularly its D linemen. They do a great job of creating pressure. They do a great job of stopping the run. And that allows them to create better field positioning for the offense, but also allows the defense to create turnovers as well. And that obviously leads to easy scoring opportunities for the offense. Cam Rising is 18-29, 346 yards, 7 touchdowns on the season, and for Utah. And Bernard has 41 carries, 274 yards, and a touchdown. Stanley has 5 receptions, 155 yards, and 2 touchdowns. While Bowman for Oklahoma State has 8 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. And Gordon has 62 carries for 216 yards and 4 touchdowns. And Stribling has 17 receptions, 295 yards, 2 touchdowns. While Oklahoma State is averaging 334 passing yards per game, which is good for 8th in the country. And they average 112 yards on the ground, good for 105th in the country. And they're a top 20 scoring team in the country, but they allow 20 points per game. So this is a team that is highly explosive on offensive end. Obviously, we saw that in their match against Arkansas, but they are susceptible to big plays. They are susceptible to giving up the deep ball, and that's why I do believe this game is going to be a highly contested matchup. And what it's going to come down to is Oklahoma State going to be able to stop the run for Utah? And if they are, I believe that's going to create a lot more opportunities for Oklahoma State to get better scoring, get better field position, and it's going to allow them to control the time of possession as well. And will Utah be able to score with Oklahoma State? I just don't see how Utah is going to be explosive enough on the offensive end to keep up with Oklahoma State, and especially with Cam Rising being hurt. I'm uncertain about his status, but if he doesn't play, I just don't see how Utah can create enough explosive plays, can create enough momentum on the offensive end to play, or to stay in contention with Oklahoma State. People talked about there's concern for Oklahoma State on the defensive end, but it's a passable defense. It's not like they're giving up 40 points per game or 35 points per game. Like I said, they're giving up 20 points per game, and because of their explosiveness on the offensive end, I think that's good enough for them to beat this Utah team. And so right now I have Oklahoma State winning this game by a score of 35-17. I do think they'll cover the spread. I think this game is going to be close after the first half, but Oklahoma State is going to be able to create big plays in the second half, while Utah will not be able to match that because they just don't. They lack the explosiveness on the offensive end, which is an issue that they had last year as well. Um, when Oklahoma State starts to play more dynamic, more explosive offenses, that's when the defense will really start to get exposed. But against a team like Utah, I don't believe that Oklahoma State will have that issue. I do believe that Oklahoma State will be able to stay in rhythm offensively, and the defense won't be exposed for what I believe they are, and that's a team that is susceptible to big plays. But because Utah does not create big plays, does not generate big plays, Oklahoma State is not going to have that issue. But let me know what you guys think. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Do you guys think that Oklahoma State is going to win this game, or do you guys have Utah pulling off the upset on the road? Leave your thoughts in the comment section. In our next segment, guys, we're going to be discussing two Big Ten teams, and perhaps these two teams are trending in opposite directions. So be sure to stick around for that, guys. You're not going to miss it. We'll be right back.